Hi, welcome back or welcome to my channel. Here we are today at Archerfield Wetlands. Might be a little bit hard to see, but we're doing a whole walk. So the Wetlands District Trail, one way is 2.9, and when you get up to the lookout here, or up here, from there to the lookout there is 450 meters. So we're going to go and have a look around here, see what's new, what they've done. Right, straight off, well, this is the Glen Eagle sign. So if you follow the path up around there, there's like a little car park there. You've got that path that leads up there as well, but they're clearing out the sides here. They're trying to regenerate the growth around here. They started in February 2025 and it's supposed to go for 3 years, so it's supposed to finish in February 2028. So this is the map of the area. You can read that. Talks about more about the lookout or the wetlands. So we're gonna follow that white line around, or most of it. So they have finished one of the tracks that we were looking at a couple of weeks ago. They finished that by the looks of it. And it looks like there's potential for more new tracks that they're going to put in. But I think this is one of the better walks here. I come up here every Monday morning, and today it's the 16th of March, it's a Monday, 2026, and it's 5 to 8 in the morning. Now I've already walked from the district park, well, Archerfield Wetlands District Park, all the way up here. So now I'm just walking back and showing you guys what's new down here, the Archerfield Wetlands. It's all wheelchair friendly, and the amount of birds I've already seen. I've seen a kite, I've seen magpies, lorikeets, crows. There's cockatoos, there's not guys, kookaburras. There's little finches, sparrows, fairy wrens I've seen, and this is just this morning. So if you're a bird watcher, this is a really good spot. Like, we got also woolly wagtails as well. So there's one on that railing. I don't know if you can see that. He's just going down on the rail there. How cool is he? Doesn't have a care in the world. Do you, buddy? Oh, there he goes. So there's a lot of birds down here. Every time I've come down here, I've never seen the same bird. There's always different birds. But you've also got planes coming past as well. Oh. So you got info boards around here that tells you what birds that you're likely to see around here as well. I think I passed one. Yeah, I did up here. My bad. Come back up here. There's a bit of an incline coming up back up here. Look at that water. There's like a history info board. So it started in the late 1800s. I think this is the history, yeah, this is the history board, info board here. So you guys can read that. Okay, so it started in 1894. You guys can read that. You can also scan that to learn more. You guys, 1913, 1920, 1965, 1970s, 80s, 90s, and 2003. So you guys can just read that. If I'm going too fast, just pause it. So as you're walking through here, there is a few or lot of info boards. You've also got seats along here as well. So if you need to take a break, you can. But it's a really nice, easy walk, and you can go at your own pace. I mean, I'm not a fast walker, so from the district park to Glen Eagle and back again usually takes me about 2 hours, and that's with taking photos or videos or anything like that. So as you start getting in here, there's another board. Oh, we've already done that one. Yep. That is the honey eaters and cockatoos. So as you start getting in here, you can start to see and hear more of the wildlife. Now there are snakes here. I have personally seen a taipan and a red belly here, which both were cool. A couple of little birdies that just flew in the tree up there. I think they're little finches. You can walk your doggy, but they have to be kept on a lead. Now it's a little bit breezy, but this mic is really good. I mean, the videos I did on the weekend, it was really windy where we were, and you could barely hear the wind in the background. So now I've got a decent mic. We've got lorikeets behind us. Okay, so we're going to show all the tracks, like go in there as well. So I got to sort of double up on myself. So the first one is the new one they just recently finished. We did go through it, but they hadn't put down many of the shrubs or bushes or trees or anything, but now it looks like they've finished one half of it. So they've still got some things more to do there. We will come back and we'll go right around this section of one of the new tracks. But I want to come down here first. The concrete path is not all the way through here, which is a shame, I think. So we got another info board here. This used to be the former Oxley and Ham Bacon Factory, and they would get all the blood and guts and crap coming down through the water here. But you'd see, well, used to be able to see the black ducks, Pacific black ducks. When we go back in there, I'll show you the pond there that used to be there. And then just over in that direction, you'd come up here and you'd see a lot of the ducks there. You see some great egrets and ibis. So they've cleaned all this out too, because this used to have shade there, but now there's none. And just up here was where I did the lantana poem video, because there was a big lantana bush here. You can sort of see what's left of it, but they've cut it all back here. So that's where I was standing right there when I was recording it, because this bush came all the way out to about here. But look at it now, they've cut it right back, which is a shame. So let's see what else I've done. Right, we'll end up coming back around here as well. So all the tracks, I'm going to try and show you as much as I can. So we won't be staying on the main track, which this is the main track. So they've started along here, but they just sort of finished up there. So they haven't quite finished this section yet, and there's no plants in there yet. So this one, it talks about the dead tree that's just sort of near us. And then I saw that one this morning, or that bird. There's another kite and Australian hobby. Wow. So I did capture that on camera, but I haven't seen the video properly, so I don't know whether it's good or bad at the moment. If it's good, if you can see the bird, I'll put it up. But if you can't see the bird, I won't put it up. So when that person in one of the other videos said that they couldn't see the bird, it's like, how? Yeah, I wouldn't put it up if I couldn't see the bird in the shot, in the film. Some people just like to bitch about things. I gave him a chance to defend himself, but didn't even bother to do that. So, you know, whatever. Okay, so the last time we were here, they hadn't even, I don't think they had even put the bark down. They put some down and they put some trees in, but it looks like they're finished here now, because they've moved their tools, their attachments on the trailers, which I thought were like window frames and a car seat. Apparently they were attachments for the tractors. So let's go down this way. There is like a path that we can take around here. It is a bit muddy. There's no truck in the way as well. So all these plants and shrubs and trees they planted to encourage more wildlife to come back, whether that's birds, reptiles, mammals, whatever. They're trying to encourage more life back in here. If you get the insects to come back, you have the birds come back. If you have the birds come back, you'll have reptiles coming back, so forth and so on, like that. So unless this is how they're going to keep it, maybe, or maybe they're planning on doing more down here. I don't know. But it did look like they were finished around here. But now looking at it, doesn't quite look like it's finished. There's another lantana bush there. But all these little tracks here, or all these tracks, not little, but all these tracks get you closer into the bush where you can see more of the wildlife. So which I think is a pretty good idea. What's over there? There's something over there. Can't make out what it is. They sort of look like beehives. Maybe? I don't know. If we get close to it, I'll have a look. So I'm hoping, by the looks of it, they're going to be keeping these tracks open, which I think is a good idea. Especially for the people that like doing bird watching and taking photos and that. Or even for those people that like seeing wildlife in the natural environment. Oh, we got a kookaburra nearby. And we're also watching out for snakes. I'm walking in the middle of the path as much as possible. So I think maybe this is all they're doing for around here. But I'll keep checking on it, see whether they've done anything more. And as I was coming up to the street, it looks like there might be some more tracks going in. But I will show you as we get closer to it. Hopefully this video will be one video, it might be two. If it's two, please watch both parts. I don't know where they're you would want to come around here in a wheelchair. There's a lot of like sticks and stuff all along the track here. So I don't know. Maybe they're putting some seats in, like those stone blocks. A couple of those would be good down here, especially overlooking that. Okay, so that was the new track. Even down around here would be alright for a couple of little stone seats. Okay, so now we're heading back down over there. There is another track that you can take over there, but that doesn't interact with the other track that we're going on. It does take out a lot of the track up there. But that'll look alright once it's gotten taller with the shrubs and plants. And you'll see what it looks like when we go towards the lookout, because the same plants here are down along the lookout. Okay, so there is another track just there. You can go in, you can go right up to that tree, and you can walk down along there. But we're going back this way to go along the other track on the other side of the, over there. Like you see, there's a bit of a double backing on myself, but you know, it is what it is. There was a crow that just went past. There's usually 2 crows every time I go out. Well, it's starting up being a nice sunny day. Now the clouds are starting to build up. Got a couple of cockatoos up there. One sounds like he got off, well, got up on the wrong side of the nest. So you do have a fair amount of people that go past or use this track. Yeah, some days you'll have like about 10, 15 people go past. Other days you might only have about 2. Or if you're really lucky, 1. I had that last Monday. Well, that's random. Coat hanger. What a weird thing to see. Yeah, even he agrees. So you could come up down here, you could sit on those stone blocks there, and just a little bit further down there, mostly where that brown grass is where you would see a lot of the ducks. Ducks used to hang out down here. There used to be water down here in this pond, but now all the water's gone, and I don't know whether they drained it out or it just evaporated, but now you don't see the ducks down here. I think now they just primarily go to look out, but you can walk all the way down there. I've done it in the other videos I've done, but today we're just going to stay on the track. So I've gone around here a few times, and it does bring you closer to the wildlife. You get to see more of the birds. You get to see more of the birds around here. So just down here, you'll be able to see the river that runs through here. So you can see the water there that runs right through the wetlands. Oh, something just jumped down in the water. It's heard it splash. You got butterflies, you got cicadas, crickets, frogs. Look at that. So I've set up a couple of stone blocks here that you can sit down at. So if they didn't want you coming through here, they wouldn't set up seats. Because I don't think they'd be setting up for the birds. They might be. But there are birds' nests around here as well. The little wooden boxes. And I have seen lorikeets using them. Seen them going in and out of the boxes. Maybe that's a better view. Looks like they're trying to do another path. I think that's where we came down from on our last time. Yeah, it is. Because if you take this path here, you go back up and around, but you got to go down through the gully there, and I think that might be an entry point there, but we're going to go this way because this leads into another track that they've recently made, I should say. And it's now starting to get a little bit harder to see the water, but yeah, I know I've done this place a few times, but I like coming back and showing you guys what they're doing. And each time when there's a new track, I will be recording that and showing you guys. Because the closer we can get to the wildlife, the better. Because you get to see them in their natural environment, whether it's bird or reptile or mammal. The amount of wildlife I've seen in here has been so good. Seeing animals that I've never seen before. Oops, shit. They need to come out here and mow along here if they're going to keep this track open. We've got a swamp hen over there. So it looks like they're just going to keep in this one. Oh, I just had something else just jump down into the water. Well, you can see a bit more of it now. Well, I think that's probably the better one. Better view of the river, I should say. We got a couple of little finches here. Nice. So this week's videos are bushwalking videos. So we've got 2 bushwalking videos this week, and hopefully be trying a couple of different pies this week as well. It's not part of best pies, it's just going to be a couple of different pies I've never tried before. So I hope you guys can come along with that. I'm curious about what they taste, what the taste is going to be like. These two pies aren't your usual typical meat pie. But that'll be at the end of the week. We're still going, running along a creek or river. I think that's Oxley Creek, maybe. Some more seats up here. Again, if they didn't want anyone down along here, they wouldn't be putting these seats there. If you are going to sit down along here to watch the wildlife, well, this is the views that you would get from around here if you're sitting on that, or on that, and then you could see some of the pond up there. But if you were going to sit down, probably bring a cushion, because after a while it would start to hurt. Just saying. Oh, there's a bit of a flood down here. Oh, that's not good. Wow. And it stinks. Wow. Oh, and there was a heron. Herring. Wow. Hmm. Well, this is going to be interesting. I hope. Ooh. Oh, oh, ew, yep. Oh, wow, that was an experience, wasn't it? That's rushing from over there. Wow. And that's going down into the river there. Okay, so when you see a yellow gate, you'll see where you can come down if you want to come through this way. And it takes a lot of the main path out. As you can see, we have to go around down the bend there and around a couple of bends, I think, to get that way. So we're going to keep going down this way now. If you've got shoes that you don't mind getting wet, go through that water. But because we'll be going out tomorrow to do recording, I kind of need my shoes dry. Minor detail. But, and as the seasons change, you'll start seeing the landscape change as well. Like the trees and the flowers and the shrubs and all that are starting to prepare for autumn or fall for the US people. So some of the other birds that we're likely to see are the double-barreled finch, the red-brown browed finch, and the chestnut. You guys can read it. Okay. There is another track down here. I don't know how good it is. Yeah, it's a little bit overgrown, so I won't worry about that one. Only because the grass is wet and it's making the shoes even wetter. And but it ends up coming back out here. I could see most of this landscape being done in a painting, and it would look really cool. So we've also got today is Monday, so we got Monday's poem. Friday we have art and craft, and then I go out Tuesdays and Thursdays, and depending on if there's any events on, it would be Fridays and Saturdays as well. So I hope you guys can come along on this journey. Help me get to 1,000 subs. All you have to do is hit that like and hit that sub button, and it's all free to do so. It won't cost you anything. because I really want to get my channel out to the world, to show the rest of the world what Australia looks like. That we don't just have kangaroos in our backyard, and we don't go to school on a kangaroo's back either. A few Americans have said that to me. I don't know why. Special, I guess. So that track would lead you out here, and then you can keep going down along that one there. There is a shortcut that you can take along here to get to the lookout. I think it's just up here. I've got another info board here. This one's a kingfisher and eastern yellow robin. You guys can read it. Kingfisher looks like a kookaburra, but it's got like a multicolour in their feathers. And I think they're a little bit smaller than a kookaburra, but they look cool. So that path that I just showed you leads out to this here. Feels like it's going to be another hot day here in Brisbane or Archerfield. But as long as it's like this, but less cloud. Tomorrow and Thursday, I'll be happy with that. Just don't rain. It's a pain in the backside when it rains. Trying to hold a gimbal and an umbrella at the same time is awkward. Especially when you got the wind as well. Right, so we can now go back to the middle of the path, as long as no one's coming up or down. I walk in the middle of the path for more safety than anything else, in case any wildlife is on the side of the path, because I have seen snakes that just sort of chill out next to the path. I like seeing snakes in the wild. They're very misunderstood creatures. You might be scared of them, but I guarantee they're more scared of you than you are of them. Unless, of course, you start throwing rocks or sticks at it, then it's going to be aggressive. But put yourself in their shoes. Figuratively speaking, of course. You know, how would you like it if you started having a giant throw stuff at you? You're going to be aggressive too. See a snake in the wild? Take photos, take videos. Don't go near them. And sure as hell, don't throw rocks or sticks at it. That goes not just for snakes, but all animals. Don't throw anything at them. Some trees around here. We've got some she oaks. We've got paperbark trees, gum, eucalyptus. There's so much native trees and plants here. There's also another track that you can take up there. There's a magpie up there. There's another track here that you can take. It's all grass section. So there are numerous tracks that you can take. I think I must have missed a little shortcut. Damn it. Oh well. We'll just go down here. The turn off to the lookout is just down here anyway. But it does take out all this. So if you didn't want to walk all the way around here, there is like a little shortcut. But I'm guessing they haven't mowed it yet. They're usually pretty good along here. Like, they don't tend to leave this grow too high. They maintain this pretty well. And they have put in new paths going down to the lookout, which is good. Because it used to just be a dirt track, and every time it rained, there'd be puddles, mud puddles, and yeah, it used to be really bad. Now they've got like a sort of bitumen road, and it sort of has a runoff on both sides, so when it rains you don't get muddy shoes. But it's still wheelchair friendly. You could get inspiration coming out here, just walking around, seeing the different landscapes. You take a photo of the landscape and go back home and draw it or paint it. That would be so cool. Or alternatively, come out here with a seat and sit down and just draw. I like this section coming up here with the 2 gum trees here. Oh, you've got 4 gum trees. But yeah, oh look, there's another path there. So that would lead eventually around to the other paths down there. So it would cut out all this. But look at that. Look how cool that is. I really like that. But as you're coming through each week, you see the different landscape changing. Sometimes there's more yellow flowers or orange flowers. Sometimes there's more red flowers. Or sometimes there's no flowers at all. But it's so green, and the amount of different colours of greens here, and with the browns as well. What a palette, colour palette. Do you guys paint? Do you draw? Put down in the comments if you do. I would love to paint some of this landscape. I'd love to draw and paint some of this landscape. So we should see a few more different birds coming down to look out. As we're coming up to the tunnel now. So we're just coming up to the tunnel now. So from this point, where you see the marker, so from this point here down to the lookout is 450 meters. So if you were to come just to look at lookout, you would be better off coming from the Archerfield District Park or Archerfield Wetlands District Park or Bow Hill Road. And you can park inside the district park. There's plenty of parking there. There's also toilets. There's a playground, barbecue, picnic tables there. It's actually nice little fun little park there. There's interaction as far as water, like the kids can go past some of the stuff and it'll actually shoot out fine mist of water. So that's pretty cool, especially in summertime. And most days in winter too. It doesn't really get cold here. Maybe we had a couple of nights that were cold in winter last year. I don't think we had many cold days. So we don't really get winter. It's either, well, some people say we've only got 2 seasons, spring and summer. But no, not last year, the year before. Hubby and I went over to Coochie in the middle of winter and went for a swim. It was that hot. So it gives you an idea on how hot it gets down here, or here. Now, this is also where you would tend to see more kookaburras. This side and over there. Like over on that side, I saw 8 kookaburras in one day. 9 kookaburras. Yeah, 9. And I've come down along here and have found 5 kookaburras here. So this is probably the hunting spot. But this is all this down along here. So yeah, all down along here. I just had to wait for the lady to go past. All along here is what the other section that they just recently planted some plants will look like eventually. And when it gets when it starts growing, I will come back and I'll show you. I'll do another quick little video around just in that section. So each time when there's something new, I'll do like a shorter video, and then probably do another update video down the track. Probably, or it depends on if they put any more new tracks here. Maybe down end of the year I'll do another update video. Again, depends on if there's any new tracks or if this is just it. So if you didn't want to go all the way around like I just did, there's a path here that you can take, and it brings you out here. Sometimes they mow, sometimes they don't, but it does lead you back here. You can either go that way or come back this way. But it does take a lot of that corner out. So these trees here, this is a paperbark tree. And look at the flowers here. But I think that's so cool. And there's a whole lot of those trees here. We got those weird cotton ball, puff ball things. There's another dead tree there. And most people would see a dead tree, but how many wildlife are living in there? There's some interesting plants over there. We got a chopper coming in just over there. The Archerfield airport is just over there too. That's why you hear a lot of planes and choppers going past, because the airport's really close. And then you got all these different grass that they've planted. Encourages mice, which then encourages snakes, which encourages the other wildlife, and so on and so on. But they're trying to also get rid of the foxes here, because there's fox here and there's rabbits here and hares and turtles, because this is where I released that little turtle down here, and I try and make it a point to come down here each week to see if I can see them, but I haven't seen them yet. Well, I thought they would have had this done by now, but they've only cleared up the same. They haven't touched it since the other week. Well, that's a shame. So I released the turtle just over there. It's like a little log there. Well, I thought they would have had all this done by now. So some of the other Other birds that you would see here are Australian swan hen, dusty moorhen, and the intermediate egret. Oh, sorry, you guys can read it. Okay. So you come up here. This is usually pretty quiet. You might get one or two people coming up here, but you sit down here. Place you guys down here, and you could just sit here and watch. Like at the moment, there's a egret across from us, right there. How cool is he, dude? He's pretty cool, just chilling out. What else? There's usually I've seen pelicans here. I've seen swamp hens, ducks, egrets, ibis. What else? Oh, there used to be a dart that would come up and sit up in one of these trees up here each time I'd come down. But I haven't seen him for a while. So I don't know what happened to him. But you'd see them flying up in the water too. But again, this would make a nice little painting as well with the background. So you sit here and you take that as a shot and then just draw it. But how cool is that? But I would have thought they would have had this lake done by now. Or not lake, look out. Okay, we'll get going. So yeah, there's usually more wildlife down here, but unfortunately there's not today. I did see a lot last week, but I didn't record any, I don't think. Oh yeah, I did record this last week. I've been that busy over the last week, basically. I still got more videos to edit today and to put out, as well as this one. So this will probably be out tomorrow, maybe. But this whole walking track, it's easy, and you can go at your own pace. Couple of minor little hills, but nothing too bad. And if you guys are ever interested in walking with me, you can meet me up at the Archerfield Wetlands District Park Hub every Monday morning at 7 o'clock. I'm up here every morning doing my walk. So if you guys are ever interested or you're nearby, See, again, you can take that as a shortcut if you're coming down here from the district park and you don't want to go all the way back. You can just cut through that and it takes you back to the main path. I don't know what those white things were at the halfway through the video, or I thought they might have been beehives. It could have been. You got a plane coming over. Some days you might only get one or two, and other days there's about 10 of them. Or is it chocolate this time? You also get a lot of fairy wrens down here too. Specifically the superb ones. You see a lot of the blue ones, the males, flying around in this area here. Anywhere from this spot here and out to the main path. Sometimes you'll get a kookaburra in that gum tree just there. Not very often I've seen kookaburra in there. I've seen it about 3 times since coming down here, and I've been coming down for a while. Over a year now. Sometimes you'll get one in there, just sitting on that branch there. But you also get cars that come up on the path too, so you have to watch out for that. Are you? Oh no, you're going that way. Good. Oh, there's also a truck. Nice. So you'd see a lot of fairy wrens specifically in this spot. Oh, look, they're bringing more landscape stuff. Something you don't see every day. So that's all the bark that's going to go down to that other area we were just at. So yeah, there's a lot of fairy wrens that hang out here, but they're anywhere from here to that other spot up there. But look for them more in this spot. So right at the intersection of the main path and lookout. And there is a couple of kookaburras that usually sit up in the tree here, and they like going in that nest there. There's also a wood box up there as well. You can sit down here, another little rest spot here, and this is another section where it's likely to flood if we have if we have heavy rain. But it's got to like rain constantly for it to flood, or if we have a king tide or something like that. So here we have the mistletoe bird. How cool is he? Then you got other information, and then I'd say it's a Blunder Creek. Yeah, okay, wasn't the Oxley Creek, it was a Blunder Creek. Oh, my bad. But I thought that the Oxley Creek ran through here too. So it doesn't take much for it to come up. And I came around the corner once and there was a red-bellied black just there where that shade is in the tree. And then the taipan was up a little bit further. I did do a video of the red-bellied black in Archerfield, so if you haven't checked it out, please go do so. I think it's in the shorts. The taipan, that was interesting. Hubby and I did the walk the first time, and this is when I was just getting my legs back. And it's part of the therapy, walking and that. So we were coming up here, well, might have been a little bit further up, and we saw this brown snake. So I went up to it. Hubby's like, don't go near it. Well, I was okay. I knew, I was fair distance away. And it ended up being a taipan. Just slithered across the path. Didn't give a crap that I was near him. It's like, yep, you're cool, you're chill. And off we went into the bush. So that was interesting. But ever since then, the amount of birds and other animals I've seen here has been so good. So that's why I picked this place to do the Heart Foundation walk. You get the best of both worlds. You get to do the walk, it's an easy track, and you get to see the wildlife. And it's never the same each week. There's always different birds. One week might be heaps of birds. Next week might be only a few birds. But it's never the same birds. And then every so often, okay, that's weird. There was something on my hat trying to peck at it. That was weird. Some weeks you might see a special animal. Oh, look at that bird there. Oh. Hi. Like the special animals so far I've seen have been the red belly, the taipan, and the hare or rabbit. There's two. But yeah, it is so good. I highly recommend you coming down if you've never been down here before. It's a good walking track, lots of wildlife here, and it's somewhere different. And then you've got the park that's just up here, because we're coming to the end. I might do a recap of the district park next week. I don't know if there's new stuff, so I'll have to go and see. But it is a really nice spot to go to. So if you're looking for somewhere new to go, this could be the spot for you. If you're a bird watcher, the amount of birds here. Another little birdie in that tree there. You might be lucky and see the hare, rabbit, might see a fox, might see a snake, might even see water dragons. You might even save a turtle. But yeah, give this place a go. And if you don't have anything on Mondays, come down here, come for a walk with me. Every Monday morning, 7 o'clock, until I think winter. Then we're dropping down the time to 7:30, 8 o'clock. But it won't be any later than 8 o'clock, because even in winter it's hot. And I alternate the walks. So one week I do a short walk, next week I do a long walk, and the following week I do like all walks. Like I go down to the lookout, then I come back, cut through that little walking trail, and go along the main path there. So here we have the golden headed bird and the quail, the brown quail. I've seen a few of them around here too. Oh, this talks about that stuff. I know we missed a few of the info boards because we didn't go along all the trail, but you know, it is what it is. So parts of the path will flood, like this. It looked like it was right over here, but it's gone down a lot. Even when I came past here this morning, it's gone down a bit. But the section that was flooded out last week was just up here. So it was this section here that I had to walk through with that water. So it doesn't take much for it to flood. So this turning to our left is the Bow Hill entry. So you can park down there. It's safe-ish. Like, it's off the street, but yeah. And that's pretty much the same as the one at the beginning. So we walked right around there. Right, so this leads up to the district park, and I would suggest heavily to park up in here rather than on Bow Hill Road. Only because it's away from the road, and if you've got kids, they can't run onto the road. You got the playground up here. There is a funky smell coming from the water, but yeah, it doesn't happen all the time, but it happens. So I will do that park next week, and we'll go right around the whole park, and I'll show you. Like, they've got a basketball, they've got like a little soccer thing, we've got an open field here, you got the playground, toilets, picnic tables and barbecues, and plenty of parking. It does get full on the weekends and the holidays. So yeah, weekdays it is pretty quiet. It's like this. I don't see many families coming down here on the weekdays. So yeah, the barbecues are usually pretty clean as well. But yeah, well, that video will be next week. But I hope you enjoyed this. So we're back up here. So I hope you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up. Subscribe. Do that fun stuff. Help me get to 1,000 subscribers. Until next time, fellow travellers, have a good one. Stay cool, stay warm, stay safe, and have a good day.